Right then, hello and welcome to another first look at the latest patch release for Automobilista 2. We're going to have a look at the new BMW 2002 Turbo, which was released today, and Monza, which was released last week. They were both due to be released at the same time, but there were a few issues with the BMW, so they put it back a week, and we finally got it in the, well, a couple of hours ago, actually. I've already tested Monza, not this version, this is the 1991 version of Monza, but I have tested the 10K 1971 variation without the chicane, and there were a few issues with the track, namely if you go around the banked oval and you go past where the chicane usually is, touch the grass and it will give you a drive-through penalty for cutting the track. I don't know if that's been fixed. Probably not. You know what Reeza's like when it comes to fixing game-breaking bugs. They're not very good at it at all. Namely, the grass physics. I really wish that they would fix the grass, because it is still such a mood killer when you're racing online and you get taken out by not the fault of the other drivers or the fault of your own driving. Most of the time it's my driving, that's its fault, but anyway. But it's the grass. If you touch the grass, it just spins you completely. You have no control. It is literally like ice. And grass doesn't act like that usually unless it rains. But yeah, anyway. So we're going to have a quick look at the BMW anyway, see how it fares compared to the Corvette C3 that myself and Jay tested last time. It shouldn't handle as bad because these cars are less torquey and they're a lot slower as well, so with any luck they should handle fairly decently. So let me quickly load up Monza 1991 and we'll get a quick 10-minute race just out the way, just to see what it's like with the AI, and we'll go from there. So see you in just a second. And here we go then. So I've only put the settings as identical opponents, so there's going to be 15 cars on the grid of the BMW 2002, including myself, and once again it's only going to be a 10-minute timed race, just to see how the AI act with the car and how the car handles and everything else. So nothing serious. If I crash, I crash, you know. Well, that's a given. If you've seen my driving, I crash more often than I succeed, but that's another story entirely. Anyway, off we go. AI seems to be a little bit jerky going around each other. Ooh. Again, got to be careful with the grass. You literally touch one blade of grass that's sticking out of the circuit and your car will spin. And I think that has been the biggest critique of AMS2 thus far, is some of the physics are a bit janky, and again, myself, Jay, Rick, and a few others have noted that the grass is just atrocious. Because it doesn't act like it does in this game, unless it's pouring down with rain and you've got no grip whatsoever. That's alright, keeping it clean. Yeah, you can see they're a bit jerky, the AI. If you're going side by side, you do that weird wobbly thing. At least they're not as bad as R-Factor though, when they go into the side of you and pretend that you're not there. Slow it down, please. Now the biggest issue that I find when it comes to new cars AMS release or Reza release for the game is the cars seem like they have too less grip on the rear and too much on the front. Especially when it came to the cars like the Corvette C3 that myself and Jay tested, there was literally no grip on the rear end. And you could tell that by going around corners. If you went around a particularly tight corner, the rear end wheel, or the wheel facing away from the turn, would actually cock off the ground. So the car was actually pushing down towards the front. And you would have no grip on the rear end at all. And I've noticed that is a staple of the newer cars that have been released for this game. Except for the GTEs. Oh, this is going to end badly. It's alright, just cut across the gravel. It's fine. Yeah, the GTEs, they seem to handle fairly well. The LMP1s, though, or the DPIs, not that great. They're very twitchy on the rear end, which they shouldn't be because of the massive amount of downforce that they have. Get slowed down for the chicane. Oh, not bouncing over the chicane, that's bad. But so far, after this little... Well, how long have we been racing with these cars now? Just under 4 minutes. And they are not too bad. I can imagine these would be quite fun online. So far, these get my approval. They're still a little bit twitchy on the rear end, but they are rear-wheel drive. Rear-wheel drive. I do struggle with rear-wheel drive. The words just don't seem to flow. Oh, my first cut track warning, even though I just literally touched a blade of grass. It's fine. I set the settings to 50 anyway, so I can cut the corners 50 times if I want. Lancia Delta, that'll be a car to get in this game. It'll probably handle like trash, but... Oh, there we go. Just stepping out at the rear a little bit. Now, there is another bug that I've noticed which has been non-stop since the game's initial release last year, is if you're bashing through the gears with a manual transmission, so you're bashing in the clutch, whack it into whatever gear, and then release the clutch immediately, the revs go right up to the red line. And they stay there for about a second, and then it'll drop down to the actual revs it should be. Oh, and there's another warning. But yeah, that has been a little bug since the game was released. I don't think that's ever going to be fixed either. On the positive side, we're keeping up with the main pack. We're last, but we're keeping up. Something else I would like them to include, which they haven't yet, is a formation lap and a standing start. They've got the formation lap and a rolling start, but the standing start has yet to be added. I'm not sure if they actually will. There we go. Look at that. Good run out of Lesmo 2. Come on. Excuse me. Get out of the way, please. Oh, this is bad. He's on the inside. Stay off the grass. Three minutes, 50 seconds to go. Slow it down. Come on. Another car I think I would love to see added to this game, especially going around Monza, would be the Alpha 155. Either the DTM version, which, you know, would be a nice addition to the old German Group A, the Alpha, or just the box standard road going edition. In fact, there's a lot of cars I would like to see added to this game, but I doubt they ever will be. Apparently, there's going to be a pack of super touring cars which are going to be added in the future. I don't see that happening anytime soon. However, if you go into the core files of the game folders and everything, they do have a Ford Sierra RS500 folder lounging about in there, so maybe they're going to add some from the 80s, the old British touring car. Cars like Andy Rouse and Tim Harvey, and everyone is going 5 miles an hour, because yes. Come on, get out of the way. 2 minutes to go. Right, can I barrel my way through the middle? Yes, but it's not going to end well, is it? Okay, maybe it did. I thought that was definitely going to be disastrous going through the middle, but no, that seemed to work in our favour. 1.5 minutes remaining on the clock. I really pick unusual lines for some of these corners. I dive in on the deep line, or on a tighter line, which really isn't good for my exit on the apex, but oh well. So this is going to be the final lap then, unless I've got the +1 lap option selected, which I don't think I have. Okay, he's being held up for some reason, so... Come on, excuse me. Excuse me, pardon me coming through. Nice. Nice. Okay, up into 8th, which is still pretty naff. He's gonna try it on the inside again, isn't he? Yep, but don't. Please don't. Not going through the chicane, please. That's gonna be bad. Yeah, I think it's going to be the last lap then. A top 8 would be nice. See if we can get a top 8 finish at least. Doubt it'll happen. Nah, I think I'm going to have to settle for 9th, but I can safely say that these cars are immensely good fun. Once you get the tyres warmed up and not so slidey on the rear end, they're great fun, and you can really throw them into the corners as well. Oh, no you don't, no you don't, no you don't. Use you as a barrier. Come on, no! Oh! Well, yeah, that was just me being a bit too ambitious on that one. But, yeah, not too bad. Very, very enjoyable, these cars. My 9th place, or potential 8th place, ended up being 14th. But that's alright. I don't mind. And yeah, cooldown lap activated. So there we go. Yeah, these are really, really good fun. I can imagine if there was a lobby full of these cars, it would be an incredibly close race. But, yeah. I'm very, very pleased with how these cars handle. Nothing like the Corvette C3 at all. This is like the polar opposite. Again, once the tires warm up though and you get a bit of heat into the rear, it does stick a lot better. Sometimes the first 2 or 3 laps the car does wiggle around a little tiny bit. But yeah, very, very happy with how this car handles. I've got a tiny bit of damage on the engine, 1%. But yeah, there you go. So that is the BMW 2002 Turbo and Monza 1991 edition. And yeah, this is the, what was it? The version 1.2.4.3 version of the latest patch for AMS2. And apparently they're going to be releasing something quite substantial in November. So that'll be something to look forward to as well. But yeah, that is it from me then. I'm going to go back to the pits, get my cooldown lap finished, and yeah, I highly recommend trying these cars out. Really good fun. They should really give the option to make your own liveries for this game as well. I know you can, but it's a very ass-about-face way of doing things, so until they make it as easy as it is making liveries and skins for AMS1 and R-Factor and stuff like that, then yeah, it's just going to be a bit of a pain. But anyway, enough of that. I digress, and yeah, I'll leave it here for now. So thank you very much for watching, as always, and I will see you next time for another first look at, hopefully, at the next patch update for AMS2 with a bit more content as well. So take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all next time.